Friday, everyone. This is Lisa. Welcome to the small business live streaming happening right now at this bat station on this bat channel. So, the most important question of the evening is, what's in your glass? What's in your glass? So, I am doing two things this evening, gonna make it relaxed, and I hope you are too. And wanted to talk with you and review this evening's wine tonight, which is Kaleidoscope. It's a red wine blend, and want to know, have you had it, and have you tried it, and if not, what are you drinking? I'd like to know. So take these off. Oh, it has been a long, arduous week, and I'm glad it's over. So, cheers. Cheers to Friday. Okay, so this has opened up a little bit. When I opened this up about a half hour or so ago, it was a little glassy on the tongue, but now the air has gotten to it and it's much smoother. So I'm much happier with this. It hits the gutters well. Yay, Andrew. Welcome, Andrew. Glad you're here. So if you're here, say hello. Type something in the chat box. I'm kind of monitoring it over here as I talk to you face to face with my little iMac camera. So happy Friday, everyone, and I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're able to join me. And what I wanted to do is just say hello, mix it up a little bit, and talk about one of my favorite products of 2020. Ah, Kitty, welcome. Just PBR for you. That's good. Do you know that was the first drink I ever had? My dad was drinking PBR when we were living in Michigan. Hey, Sandy. And he would ask me, hey, Lise, would you go get me a beer from the fridge? And I'd say, sure. Can I open it? And I think I was probably about 9 at the time. So he's like, sure. So I walk the can over from the fridge. I pop it open, take a sip. And the first thing I recall were all the bubbles in my nose. They just kind of just right up through the olfactory. And that was my first experience with alcohol. So I took a sip. I'd had enough. Gave it to him and said, it's all yours. So right now I'm a wine girl and a beer girl. So wine and beer, those are my libations of choice. So welcome Kitty, welcome Sandy. Sandy, what's in your glass? Let me know. Right now I am drinking Kaleidoscope. It is a California beer, or California wine. I think I need more drinking to do. But as I said earlier, this is a nice, soft blend. And I think it's going to go really well with the lobster ravioli and the red sauce Andrew's going to make for us tonight. What do you think, Andrew? Is it going to work well? I think so. Okay, well, on to my favorite product of 2020. My favorite product is the iPad Pro. It is an 11-inch device that I have here on a swing arm that is connected to my desk, and I love it. I am absolutely over the moon with this. Do you know that I have been dreaming of this electronic device since the Etch-a-Sketch? Do you guys remember the Etch-a-Sketch? That was my first little pseudo-electronic device for drawing. I absolutely loved it. Ah, Sandy, you're drinking a Manhattan. Good for you, girl. Good for you. So the iPad Pro, I gotta tell you how much I love this. So for me right now, it is taking over the laptop. And right now, all I've got is the iPad and the Apple Pencil. You can get the keyboard, you can get a mouse, and you can get a trackpad to go along with it. But right now, I'm just testing it. I've had it for about 6 months. I'm just testing it to see if I really do need those components. I'm not sure that I do, but as far as today is concerned, I don't think that I do. But what I will go over with you is the size, the functionality, the software, and how I use it. So right now the size is about 11 inch, and it's great because right now what I've got is a cover protector on it, and it allows me to hang it over this bar. You probably can't see, you can probably see a little bit of it, but it's a swing arm, and it looks like it is a modified music stand. So if you guys have ever played musical instruments and had that musical stand, I love it because it's hooked to my desk and I can move it around as I want. It has eliminated a lot of the clutter on my desk. All those pieces of paper that I had, scattered notes, scattered thoughts, the stickies. Oh my God, the stickies were insane. So yeah, it has cleaned up a lot of that. Don't tell my cat Mutant, but there's room enough for him on here as well. But don't tell him. Please don't tell him. Yes, Andrew, it's fancy. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I used to do this on my Facebook Lives, but I'm going to count. And I want to see what kind of time delay we have because I'm not sure. So I'm going to look at myself over here, and then I'm going to count. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to count right now. So ready, start, go. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, 1,000, 14, 1,000, 15, 1,000, 16, 1,000, 17, 1,000, 18, 1,000, 19, 1,000, 20, 1,000, 21, 1,000, 21 second delay. Okay, guys. This is time for you to mix it up because I'll have time to catch it. Actually, YouTube will have time to catch the time delay. 21 second time delay. Did I not say that, Andrew? All right, I've had too much wine. Cut me off. All right, so the iPad Pro. Yeah, the size is great. It's the size of the monitor of a regular little laptop. So I've got an 11 inch here, and it's great for me because I can take copious notes on this as I'm doing other things on my iMac. So what this does is this really helps to reclaim my desk space, and it's a multitasker. The functionality of it, thank you, Andrew. The functionality of it allows me to do the 3 R's. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by Andrew's comments over here. The 3 R's: read, render, and rule. As in rule the day, not rue the day. We don't want to confuse it with that. That's an entirely different concept. We want to rule the day, not regret the day. Speaking of regret, I didn't want to regret buying the iPad too early because I wanted Apple to hammer out all of the kinks. So I waited a long 6 years before I invested in this little beauty. I'm so glad I did. I absolutely love it. So like I said, it has the biggest impact it has made for me is it has cleaned up my desk. I'm happy about that. But it has also allowed me to take the tasks that I used on my iMac, like tasks that you would normally perform on your desktop, like note taking, as well as the utilities that you don't want eating up with your cache. So like watching videos and other things, because primarily what I do is I use my iMac for visual design. That includes logos, layouts, websites, as well as video post-production. And that eats up a tremendous amount of cache. I'm lucky that I can actually hold Facebook up here as well, because Facebook tends to be a big cache eater. We all know that. Um, so, yeah, how about you? Do you guys have the iPad Pro? Are you looking to get one or a different kind of tablet? Let me know in the chat. I am going to have another sip. So let me know if you're here. So we've got Andrew, Kitty, Sandy. I think there's somebody else watching. Please say hello. I'd love for you to say hello. But yeah, this is turning out to be a nice wine. If you're just joining us, I'm Lisa Stewart, and we're mixing it up here and Friday, live at 5. And today I am reviewing the Kaleidoscope red wine blend from California. It's a delicious little bottle. It's going to go very nicely with our lobster ravioli and red sauce. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, so onto the iPad. Other things that I do on the iPad is sometimes I listen to ambient music videos while I'm working. And I found a number of music videos on YouTube, like ambient music from Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. And it's just really charming. It's nice little background noise. Although, truth be told, I actually work in a very quiet mode because I have so many thoughts rambling around up here like mice falling off a treadmill. I really need to stay focused because, you know, if I'm not focused, I can get scattered pretty quickly. So yeah, sometimes if I'm coding or designing, then yeah, I can definitely turn on a little ambient music in the background. So to Andrew's note, let me see. Andrew, can I? Yes, I can. Andrew, that was the next thing I was going to talk about, is using the iPad as a whiteboard. And I have done that a couple of times with friends, and I also have a Toastmasters meeting that I join every Tuesday morning. And on occasion, I've been thinking about tethering it in to do speaking points as I am Toastmastering. And I think that could be a lot of fun. But the whiteboard, like I say, it requires tethering. I've got a little apparatus here. So it requires 3 components actually. An HDMI cable, an HDMI capture card, which is this, and the cable, which is this guy right here. Nope. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's these 2 guys that I use, as well as the HDMI cable. And so I will plug it in. I don't have, you know what? I don't have an HDMI cable right here. I should have thought about that so I could demonstrate it. Maybe I'll do that next time. But yeah, it's pretty simple. As long as you got this ready at hand, you can plug this in, plug the HDMI cable in, and then switch your screens and do some whiteboarding. Just, you know, some quick illustrations or whatever you want. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to using this more often, more frequently with chats with clients, here on YouTube, doing some live streaming, things like that. So yeah. And I've also used the iPad to Zoom without any hiccups. I've been really surprised and delightfully, delightfully surprised using this just as a devil may care attitude. So yeah, doing a lot of experimenting with the iPad, doing some video testing as well. It's got 2 cameras, right? So it's got a camera on the front and then a camera on the back. And I haven't used the camera on the back all that much. I don't know if I've actually used it because it's been sitting here resident on my swing arm. And so what I've been doing is I've been practicing some vlogging, and I have been practicing a little bit of TikToks, and some other like YouTube shorts and things like that. And so what I love about this is that I can use the teleprompter app inside this, and I can put some notes here, look at the camera, and talk through my notes. So that way it looks like I'm actually talking to the audience, because I still need crib sheets now and again. That's what I'm doing over here. I got some crib sheets. And yeah, so I've been really impressed by that, as well as, and a lot of purists, purists by, the videographers, the high scale, high end videographers don't necessarily like using these smart devices for vlogging and things like that. But because I'm a noob and I'm working through this and experimenting so that I can relay my findings onto my clients and other viewers here on YouTube, the iPad, this particular device, includes a slurring my words, a beauty filter, which means that I don't necessarily have to wear makeup to do any vlogging on my iPad. I absolutely love that. And so, yeah, because I have rosacea, I have to put on makeup to dull it down, tone it down a bit, and I feel like I don't have to wear any makeup whatsoever. I absolutely love it. So, what do you think? Let me know in the chat if you're starting to warm up to the idea of getting an iPad. Now, here's something else I have discovered while using the iPad. But before I get into that, I need another drink. So let me know in the chat. Who's here? Sandy, you still here? Drinking your Manhattan? Andrew, how you doing? And Katie, are you still here? Have you reached for your second PBR? Inquiring minds want to know. What I have learned using the iPad is that, am I looking for my crib sheets here? Okay. I am returning to old school methods. That includes handwriting my notes. There are a couple of software apps that I use on here religiously, and one of them is GoodNotes. I think it's just a couple of bucks, but oh my God, it's really great. GoodNotes allows me to not just create notes, but then it also allows me to create folders. So I've got a multitude of folders that, oh my goodness, Kitty, you just caught my attention. Let me finish my thought. I'll address what you just said. So GoodNotes allows me to create a number of folders. So I've got a number of folders, and then within I've got a number of notes. And then inside notes, you've got a number of different templates that you can use. You can just use, a plain white sheet of paper. You can use square graph paper, dots, and they've got a number of other templates in there that are already created for you to use. But what I have discovered is that I can create my own template in a number of different applications like Keynote. I also use Sketch, which is a UX UI app development for building web apps. So I use that religiously in design and layout. Just as actually I use Sketch to do quick layouts instead of Adobe Illustrator. I have an Adobe account, but I find that sometimes that can get pretty heavy and it will eat up and tax my system. So Sketch is a really lightweight app that allows me to just go ahead and do quick and dirty layouts, because I don't need anything super fancy to align. However, it does, I'm talking about Sketch more in a casual sense than for what it was intended. And while I do app development on Sketch, I use it as a quick and dirty. So I just kind of wanted to bring that around 360 because it's getting late. I've had some wine. I haven't had wine all week, so I've been dry all week and saving myself for Friday, and it's kind of showing, so I apologize for that. Like I said, this is going to be casual. But going back to handwriting, taking notes. I used to do a little bit of handwriting, but found myself taking notes more frequently by just typing. Do you guys type your notes? Do you type your notes or do you handwrite? Let me know. Kitty, oh my goodness. You're fussing with an ancient camera that actually houses a 3.5 floppy disk? I need to know. Inquiring minds need to know. What kind of camera are you using? A camera with a 3.5 floppy disk. I was just talking to Andrew last night about floppy disks. Okay, here's a quiz for you guys. Here's a quiz. I need to know. Okay, 3x5 floppy disks. Do you know how many labels it takes before you could actually insert a floppy disk into the drive? How many labels could you apply to that little floppy disk before you could no longer insert it into the disk drive? Let me know. Do you have any ideas? I have the exact number that an IT guy told me back in 1992. Let me know. Do you have any guesses as to how many labels you can put on a floppy disk before it no longer allows you to insert into a disk drive? That's old school. Okay, so Sandy, you type in the notebook. Sandy, are you iMac or are you PC? Let me know. And Andrew, yep, you're still old school. You handwrite your notes in a moleskin journal. Yeah, absolutely. Your housemate knew you were thinking about starting a YouTube channel, so here we are. Well, welcome. Welcome. I actually, are you subscribed to my channel, Kitty? Because what I've done is I've actually created a video on how to start your YouTube channel, how to set it up. So make sure you go see that video. Yeah, absolutely. Mac, Sandy, you're on a Mac? Okay, great. So yeah, I use notes religiously in Mac. I do. I do. I love notes. And Kitty, you like handwriting your notes, but having the option of typing them well, especially quickly. Yeah, I used to do that quite a bit. Quite a bit. What I'm finding is because I'm visual, I actually draw out illustrations to help encapsulate what I'm thinking so that I can make quick notes outside of that. But yeah, so what I've learned is handwriting your notes creates brain hooks to hang your memory on. And I knew this because as a maker at heart, I've always felt that making with your hands will help support aging and the aging process, and it'll help us to age gracefully. I know that more and more studies are coming out when it comes to dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that. And I seriously believe that making is going to help us age gracefully through the golden years. And the last thing I want to do is lose my faculties as I get older. But what I fear, right, is brain degradation as I get older. And because science supports continual learning and doing, it helps to promote brain elasticity. So while I was typing my notes, I was also discovering a lack of memory recall. Let me know if you've experienced the same thing. And what's happening is that because we're absorbing so much and we're typing so much, we're not allowing the brain hooks to manifest and take root into our brain. And now they're discovering that goldfish have a longer attention span than we do. So that's not necessarily a good thing, because then employers are going to start hiring goldfish than they are us. And that's not necessarily a good thing, is it? so, so yeah. Um, yeah, Kitty. The more senses you learn, that the kinesthetic learning, right? The strong on the neural pathways. That's absolutely true. That was going to be my next point, because what that does is it promotes memory retention, and it also creates new neural pathways. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the more pathways we can create, the stronger our brain becomes. So, yeah, absolutely. So, cheers to the neural network. Oh, all right. And then finally, the software that I'm using, and I touched on that a little bit on the iPad Pro. Downloading the apps is super fast, and the apps download quickly. But just to let you know, I'm not a gamer, so I can't really speak to um, the memory and the processing and things like that for gaming. I kind of aged out of that. I was really never a gamer, although I do love board games. Andrew and I actually downloaded a backgammon game and taught ourselves backgammon a couple of weeks ago. I used to play backgammon a long time ago, forgot the rules, but downloaded a backgammon game, and that was a lot of fun. So we taught ourselves, and then he started to kick my ass, and I said, no, you can't do that, and the game no longer became fun. So we stopped. How about you guys? Do you guys play games? Games on the iPad? Okay. So, regarding the software, yeah, note taking, I use GoodNotes for that. I create my own style templates, I think, that I was trying to allude to earlier. Love that. Designing my own worksheets. And so I am creating a special worksheet journal for clients. So let me know if you'd be interested in any kind of worksheet journal as you build your business. And if so, what would you want in it, right? Would you want business processes in it? Would you like some mindset stuff? Would you like some how-tos, right? Some structure. As I create my own video structures, I'm taking notes on how I do that, so that way I can go back and replicate that as a process. So that's been very helpful for me. I also do some movie post-production in it. I'm experimenting in that right now, and a little bit of vlogging. So like I alluded to earlier, I was using the teleprompter app in it and really enjoy it. I love it. It helps me to stay on track with what I'm talking about, and I don't wander too much. And as an introvert, I don't like wandering anyway, because I don't like taking up people's time. And so I appreciate you hanging out with me today. I know that you could be spending your time doing something else, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today and being active on the chat. I am super grateful that you're here with me. So yeah, Sante. So I think somebody else joined us. If you're hanging out with me here today, I'm Lisa Stewart, founder of Build Your Own Small Business and Build Your Own Money Message. I help STEAM entrepreneurs build products that sell and change the world from their workbench. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you subscribe and whack that bell like a kitten so that you don't miss anything. Because my plan here is to go live weekly. My plan is to go live on Fridays. Let me know. Actually, let me know in the chat where you're from, because right now I'm in the Pacific Standard Time, right? I'm hanging out here in Seattle. So let me know. Are you in Pacific Standard Time? Are you Central? Are you Eastern? Are you somewhere else in the world? Let me know. And let me know if 5 o'clock on Friday Pacific time is good for you guys. Okay. Other than that, for the iPad Pro, um, that pretty much covers it. I just wanted to, express how much I love the iPad Pro. I waited a long 6 years to invest in it. And the bottom line is, I love keeping my thoughts in one place. I love that I can transport all of my tasks and utilities that I normally reserve for the desktop over here to the iPad as I work. I love how it has cleaned up the real estate on my desk, making access for the cat. Don't tell him. The screen size is perfect. It's 11-inch. Absolutely love it. And most of the software that you use on your laptop can be used on the iPad Pro. I absolutely love that. I know that when I opened my shop back in 2012, I had my little iPad and absolutely loved it and struggled to use it in place of my laptop because I didn't want to cart my laptop back and forth to my store, and found that I had to. It was just easier because they didn't have the extended keyboards, and of course I needed the mouse, and so I had to carry it with me every day to the shop. And now I am absolutely thrilled. The size of this iPad is the size of a laptop, but it's much thinner, and it's also protected in the cover that I've got for it. So like I say, you can use very similar software, and you can whiteboard it and tether it to the desktop, so that way you can illustrate your thoughts to your clients and to anybody here on video. And I'm just doing some video experiments with vlogging and with using the teleprompter app. So what do you think? Are you guys warming up to, thinking about getting the iPad Pro? Do you have one? Do you have a different tablet? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Okay. I'm going to wrap up the iPad Pro talk and wanted to ask you guys if anybody here in the live stream are Trekkies. Are you Trekkies like I am? I have to say, when I sat down and started watching Star Trek when I was 5 years old, I absolutely loved the devices and things like that the away team used. Well, first I loved the bridge. I fell in love with all of the buttons on the display. Even though they were fake, I thought they were marvelous. And that's what really inspired me to become a product developer, both as an app developer as well as consumer products. I just love the idea of creating a really great customer experience from end to end, from onboarding them and making them aware of what it is they are capable of doing and how they are capable of connecting with their customers through a myriad of different ways through their branding. And so for me, the whole experience of being in the helm, right, with the captain, playing on the keyboards and the I'm starting to lose it. And the interfaces on the ship, just I was absolutely in love with. And then of course I was in love with Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura, and actually got to meet her a couple of years ago. I designed a handbag for her as the away team so they could slip their devices into it. So I actually met her at Comic-Con in Portland a couple of years ago and told her that she was my inspiration for the Metro handbag that I had designed. and gave one to her as a gift, and she absolutely loved it. And I've got pictures, maybe I'll show you. But yeah, absolutely loved the user experience on the Star Trek interface dashboards. And so wanted to know if any of you are Trekkies here in the live stream. Kitty, yeah, Picard forever, right? Yeah, absolutely. Are any of you watching Discovery? Let me know. Kitty, are you watching Discovery? Because we just finished the finale last night of season 3. So I'm not going to give anything away right now before you tell me that you have finished watching Discovery. Sandy, are you a Trekkie? Do you love Star Trek as much as we do? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Oh, okay. Kitty, I see. I get it. So, Kitty, would you use an iPad if you got one? Anyhow, so yeah, if you are not Discovery fans, you're missing out because the showrunners and the writers are creating one hell of a show. I am over the moon with the graphics, with the choreography, with all the super special effects that they have created. It is a dynamic show. And if there's any time to be part of the movies, I want to be it. I would love to be in the movies. Yeah, no, I know. MCU, yeah, absolutely. We are Marvel fans as well. And but when you do get a chance to, okay, so I won't give any spoilers away, but when you do decide that you want to get back into the fields, definitely start on Discovery. The last 3 seasons have been fantastic. And after we finished the conclusion last night, I'm thinking I want to watch season 3 all over again. Maybe I just want to watch all 3 seasons all over again. It is just so well done. Yeah, and the after show with Will Wheaton, too, as Andrew mentions. The after show is great. What I love about the after show is that the benefit of the coronavirus and us all being locked home is that the after shows with the boys, right? With oh gosh, Andrew, can you help me out? The guy who played Bones in Star Trek as well as Lord of the Rings. Um, the Boys, which is a take on superheroes when they go bad. If you haven't seen that, that's fantastic. That's really dark. So if you want to go someplace dark, go watch The Boys. And what they've done also, along with Will Wheaton, is they have created an after talk show. And they will bring on um, a couple of the characters, the actors who play the characters, they'll bring on the writers, and they'll also bring in special effects or costume designers, and they'll talk about the costumes and the behind the scenes, and it is delightful. I absolutely love it. And that's what Will Wheaton has done also with the cast and crew for Discovery. And what I love about that is we get a chance. I almost feel like I get front row seat when Will or yeah, Keith Urban. That's right. Absolutely. Um, and Aisha Tyler. Oh, she's fantastic. Um, I feel like I get a front row seat when they're talking intimately about how things evolve inside and also their take as individuals and their take on the characters. So if you haven't watched the after show with Aisha Tyler, oh, that gets raunchy. That gets so much fun. So you have to watch the after show with Aisha. She what she's done, and I can give this part away. This is so much fun. What she has done with the characters is she has asked them to provide thoughts and prayers to other characters. And so, as the character, they give thoughts and prayers to other characters. And we know how much we hate that phrase. So, thoughts and prayers to other characters. I just fell out when I learned that she was doing this. So anyhow, yeah, the Discovery and Will Wheaton with the after show, that's been so delightful, and I can't wait for the next season. Keith Urban and country music. Is he actually a country music vocalist? I didn't know that. I did not know that. I don't know that I could listen to any country music after living in the South for so long. But yeah, I'm a sucker for Keith Urban too. He was great in Lord of the Rings. He was great in Star Trek, and now great in The Boys. He went dark. He went dark. So yeah, I'm a sucker for Keith Urban too. Oh, so how about you? Um, how about you? Let me think here as I scroll through some of the notes in the chat. Yeah, the original was DeForest Kelly, absolutely, as Bones. Yeah. Sandy, are you a Trekkie? Let me know. Let me know, Sandy. Or are you going after that second Manhattan? So, I should probably give this wine a grade. Um, the previous wine reviews I've given, I didn't round it up and close that loop. But I'm starting to get buzzed off this, and it might be because I've only had one meal today. I had a fabulous grilled cheese sandwich, and I don't eat dairy. I don't eat dairy that often. I'm not. I shouldn't eat dairy. I'm allergic to it. But Andrew had created himself a grilled cheese sandwich today, and we've learned to put mayo on the bread and then throw it in the pan. And boy, does that create a delicious coating on the outside of the grilled cheese. And what he did is he combined a cheddar with a brie, and I was so inspired that I just made a grilled cheese with a brie with a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder. And then last week, I was also inspired when I was going through the grocery store to pick up a citrus. Oh, shoot. Um, Citrus fig spread. And it was fantastic. It was so delicious. So I took, it was open face in the pan. I put the brie on there, took it off, applied the fig spread onto the bread, sandwiched them together, put them back on the griddle, and let them melt for about 30 seconds, 60 seconds. And it was the most fantastic, delicious grilled cheese sandwich ever. We used to get sandwiches when we would go to New York City at a little restaurant called the Cupping Room, and I would get a grilled turkey with apple chutney and brie, and oh my god, that was fantastic. So This just a brie with the citrus fig. It was an orange fig spread. That was fantastic today. So that was the only meal that I've had. So I am looking forward to dinner. So I would love to say thank you so much to everyone for joining me today in the live stream. I hope you had fun. And what I plan on doing is going live regularly on Fridays at 5. So let me know if you haven't already in the chat. Let me know if this is a good time for you. It's 5 o'clock Pacific time. Kitty, you're in Wisconsin, so is that still Eastern Standard Time? Are you guys 3 hours behind us? So that would be what, close to 9 o'clock for you right now? Thank you, Kitty. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was a waiter for 8 years. Didn't drink on the job, but Lord knows I wanted to. But yeah, I waited tables for a good 8 years. I think everybody should wait tables. That is my recommendation for humanity. wait wait tables for 1 year and you will appreciate everything that waiters and the service industry does for you. So yeah. Oh, shy of 8 p.m. Okay, so you're 2 hours behind. Okay. Okay, Central Time. Yeah, that's right, because I lived in Chicago for a few years. So that's right. That's absolutely right. So your prime time is 7 o'clock. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to close this up, and I am going to thank you so much again for hanging out with me tonight. And I hope to see you next week at the same bat channel, same bat time. Again, thank you, and I hope you have a restful weekend. And we have just a few more days until inauguration. So until then, cheers. Have a great weekend.